I'm also curious about you as an individual. When we emphasize the importance of education, how do you self-educate yourself? I think that would be nice for us to hear from your own experience. Just give us an example so we can look at you as a role model. So could you make a comment about that? How do you self-actualize, educate yourself the importance of multiculturalism, and how do you do that?
Well, if I may refer to a little story which I often share with the others. Back in 1989, a friend of mine, and she was running for school board. And so all of the Asian Americans were really excited. We were at a committee meeting talking about our strategy and tactics and everything. All of a sudden, a third-generation Chinese American, a person who does not speak one word of Chinese, who cannot even write his name in Chinese, make a comment by saying that, are you sure that we will be accepted by the mainstream? That sentence, that statement really struck me. And I was talking to myself and say, if this person, being a third-generation Chinese American, a person who does not have a choice of going back to the motherland, would think like this, how would my children and my grandchildren feel about this? I want my grandchildren 20 years, 30 years sitting here and still say that, are we accepted by the society? And therefore, from that day on, I say, we have to do something. And I come to a conclusion. The only solution is to get involved. Now, when I say get involved, I'm not saying that everybody should be running for city councilman. No, but it's as simple as you should, for example, join the PTA, the Parents Teacher Association. Many good school districts such as South Pasadena, San Marino, when you look at the number of Asian students, and then at the PTA meeting, you go there and take a look at the number of the parents, you will know what I mean. And this is what I call getting involved.
Thank you. Dr. Suzuki.
My involvement, I think, was strongly influenced by my experience in growing up in the United States. As many people know, Japanese Americans were imprisoned during the war into camps in the deserts of the United States. I went through my first 3 years of schooling in one of those camps, and that influenced me later in life to become very involved in the civil rights movement that was started by African Americans. And I really became very deeply involved in the African American community at that time. This was in the 1960s. But as I was working in that community, some African Americans said, why aren't you working in your own community? They are not involved in the civil rights movement. And so I thought about that, and I said, they're right. We need to really get the Asian American community involved in promoting human rights. And that led to my deep involvement in the Asian American communities.